You hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I like? Patreon.com/Inkdependence keeps this blog ad-free. Hello folks, welcome to Inkdependence. I'm Mike, and today we have an ink from Papier Plume. This is a pen show ink, so get thee to a pen show if you want to grab this one. Comes in a box like it is, like all the other Papier Plume inks. And then inside you have this beautiful little bottle of Carolina in My Mind, sent out by Papier Plume for review and for me to really just show to y'all. So thank you very much to Patrick and James who sent this out. I like these labels. I think they do a really nice job with these. How pretty that is. You get some idea of what the ink color is going to be by the wax cap and also the Carolina, North Carolina shape there. This is made for the 2021 Triangle Pen Show, which is in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's my home show. It's this weekend, and I'll be there, so you can come find me. You can also come find James at the Papier Plume table. Okay, so let's see what's in here. There you go. Some idea what color this is going to be. Now, you might be thinking it's going to be a Carolina blue, like a Tar Heel blue or something, but it's not quite, as you can see from these. It is actually a really nice kind of blue-leaning teal, which I was surprised by. I thought it was going to be more of a Tar Heel blue, but it's got this very nice teal color, and it's kind of a dusty color. Papier Plume really excels, I think, in these kinds of colors. They make all their inks in-house, and this one is kind of on their theme, I think. It's a little bit on the undersaturated side, but not too much. Sometimes an ink that is undersaturated is not at all my jam, because it's just not got enough ink in that ink, but this, I think, is absolutely readable, kind of a soft hue, and I dig it. I mean, look at this swatch here. Look at that. It looks really nice. And even in the writing, you can see that there is some really decent shading in there from this nib. I've been using it on this Rhodia 80 grams per square meter paper and a few others from this pen, which is a Diplomat Aero. This is the factory finish. And this has a regular old medium steel nib in it. And yeah, I've been liking this ink more than I thought I was going to. I was like, oh, this looks pretty good. It looks real good in writing. I dig it. All right, so flow, pretty normal. A little bit on the thin side, I would say, because of the sort of medium saturation, sort of medium light saturation, perhaps. Performance, only a little bit of bleed on the 20-pound paper, which is pretty darn good. This is that 20-pound, 30% recycled paper from Staples. It's branded as copier paper, because this is probably what your office gets for cheap copy paper, and it's hard. It's not good at handling ink, really. But I think it did really well on here. No real feathers or spreads. A couple little feathers, like right here in the Y, maybe a little bit over here, but nothing big. And then on the back, you can see like a couple little spots of bleed through, but not bad at all, and most things bleed through this paper, so not bad, I would say. Pretty good for this kind of paper. All right, so let's do a little bit of a water test. Look at this next to a bunch of other inks, because I have a lot in this teal space, and away we'll go. So here's the water test. Go ahead and get some water on this thing. There we are. These come in 30 ml bottles, as I showed before, and they go between $8 and $10 a bottle. Their prices are a little bit like they have some differences in the prices between inks. Some even go up to 12 when they're donating, part of the proceeds, that sort of thing. But I don't have final pricing on this one, so I'm gonna guess it's gonna be the $10 range. But for 30 mils, I think that's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna say this is not gonna be water resistant. Let's get this off the page here. Actually, this looks really nice. When it's got water on it, but let me tell you what, it is not at all water resistant. No water resistance at all on this one. There we go. All right. And it kind of wrinkled the page there even a little bit. That was me. So yeah, no water resistance at all. It comes right off the page. So yeah, keep your condensation and your iced tea away from this one for sure. No water resistance whatsoever. Not a big surprise. And then this is the chromatography for this ink, which I think is pretty cool. So in the last video, y'all saw this Forest Park green, which is just green, a little bit of light yellow in there perhaps. But this one has all kinds of things going on. You've got this bright blue band, you got some green in there, a little bit of pink, it seems. So that's pretty neat. Not sure what this was. I think this was an imperfection in my coffee filter is what that was. But yeah, nothing left down here where the ink started out. Just kind of all got pushed off the paper and separated like it should. That's chromatography for you, and I think it looks real cool. Okay, let's look at this on some other papers real quick, and then we'll do some ink comparisons. So firstly, this is my ink journal. This is Tomoe River, and this is Carolina in My Mind, like the song, and I think it looks real nice on this paper. You get some more pooling and such from this ink on this paper. It gets spread out, and so you get this really interesting shading. On here, it looks like you get a lot of edge, or sort of like edge shading, so it'll be sort of light in the middle, and you'll get some shading around the edge. Whereas here, you can see as you're making letters, you're pulling the ink along on the nib, right? It's kind of like a slow leak is what a fountain pen does, and so you get different amounts in different letters, and it looks really nice. It's good. All right, and secondly, this is my currently inked. This is wheat straw paper, and there we go. There's my Carolina in My Mind entry right here from that Aero Factory medium. I don't think it looks quite as good on this paper as it did on the Tomoe River. It doesn't seem like it got dark much at all. It seems like it got lighter as it went, which is kind of, I don't know. I don't like it as much here as I did on the other two papers, but that's the way inks are. They vary by paper a lot of times. So yeah, there you go. All right, let's look at it next to a bunch of other sort of comparison samples. There's Carolina in My Mind. This is a very nice tealy green. Let's grab a couple of these together. So this is Robert Oster's Marine and Robert Oster Tranquility. I think Tranquility is closer than Marine. Although Robert Oster, man, Robert is really into blues and teals and stuff. He's really got those nailed down, I think. And I think these are actually fairly close, although Tranquility does go more green, and I think Marine goes even more green than that. So more blue, more dusty color here in Carolina in My Mind. Then we've got Diamine's music series Schubert, which I think goes a bit more blue than Carolina in My Mind. You can definitely see the difference there on the screen. More blue, more green. Teals are like that. You kind of have to get gradations. Then if you want to go real green, Three Oysters Marine is a darker color, but I think it's in the same vein. Like, I think if you kept adding stuff to this, you might get to marine green, although this has a bit of sheen to it, which you don't see in Carolina in My Mind. It's got that sort of dusty kind of matte finish to it, and not the sheen. Then one that I don't think you can get anymore. Does it smell? No, it doesn't have any scent left, which is good. I don't like it when a scented ink is scented for too long. But I got this a couple of years ago from Lemur Ink, and Blackstone Blue Gum is kind of close. It's definitely a lot darker than Carolina in My Mind, but I think they're in the same family for sure. But pretty sure you can't get this anymore. That company seems to have disappeared over the Athlete's Foot year. And then here we go, Colorverse Morningstar, which is a bit more green than Carolina in My Mind. It's got like a brighter hue to it. I love Morningstar. I think it's great. But this one gives you sort of a dusty, kind of muted, a little bit aged. It seems like these always seem a little bit aged, I guess. But yeah, this is good too. So there you go, lots and lots of colors in this teal space that are kind of close, but none that are exactly dead on, which is kind of what you want in an ink. You want something a little bit different, but that you can still. Can I get you to? You don't want to sit there like you're supposed to? Got a thing for that. Bam. All right, so there you go. This has been Carolina in My Mind. Do please check this out at the Triangle Pin Show at the show this weekend, and then the remnants, whatever's left over, will be sold online at papierplume.com. Link in the description. So go there and get that. Be on the watch for it on like Monday or Tuesday, and tell them I sent you, because it won't get you anything, but it'll help me out. So there you go. All right, that's it. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.